Sir, you spend your lifetime with the philosophy of Sri Aurobindo. Thoughts the generation might be away from the great philosophy of Sri Aurobindo. Do you feel so? And what is your thoughts on this?
Oh no, Sri Aurobindo is a recent phenomenon. Sri Aurobindo left his body only in 1950. Since then, his works are growing more and more. You see, the term popular I put under a quote mark. It is not popular in the sense of we understand popularity, but larger and larger number of people all over the world, they are turning to Sri Aurobindo. They are being impressed by his great vision of the human future. He is the only person who has seen man as an evolving being. Everybody else takes man for granted, what he is. But he believes that man is an unfinished product of nature or providence, we can say. Man is still growing. And in that process, one day man will become the model of our dreams and our ideals. So, this vision of Sri Aurobindo, vision of transformation, vision of evolution, that gradually becoming more and more attractive to the people who understand, who care for human future, who are interested in such subjects.
Sir, there was a day when writers and columnists were able to create opinions of masses. Do they still exist, or the opinion making process has been taken over by television? What is your thoughts?
Your question contains partly the answer also. Yes, it is true. You see, so far as masses are concerned, there is a vast difference between an individual and a mass. Left to myself, I may be a very consensus man. I may have an original thinking power of myself. But once I am a unit of a mob, of a mass, of a huge unit, often I become a cipher, and some other vibration, some other force it takes over. So far as masses are concerned, they are always swayed this side or that side, and undoubtedly once upon a time, newspapers were a force. But newspapers were never a force like television, because newspaper reading was confined to limited number of people, those who are literates. Now you don't limit TV's influence to any few people, any small number of people. Like anybody can be a devotee of TV and thereby automatically surrendering his own free will to the will dictated subtly. And in modern times you can do it in 100 psychological ways and dictated by the mass. I mean the bosses behind the masses are then unknowingly following the bosses behind the television. But television is not the only factor to influence. Today there are political parties, small groups, regional parties, and everybody has a slogan. Every slogan has a bit of truth behind it. So today it is a time when people themselves have lost the will to think for themselves gradually. I am not speaking of individuals, again, masses I am speaking. The same individual react differently, left to himself and as a member of the masses. So, many other factors apart from newspapers today have come to influence the people. And they are not always very much truth-oriented factors.
So last question. What is your thoughts on Gujarat, the development of Gujarat since a decade?
I am delighted. Gujarat is definitely developing. I see people, I talk to different classes of people, they are really happy at that time. They have a confidence definitely that Gujarat is signing and it will sign further. And because I am an outsider, so all my impression depends on my friends in Gujarat. And even when a friend visits Pondicherry and he talks to me, and I've got several Gujarat young literate friends who communicate with me also, more or less they are happy. They are hopeful. More than happy, I should say, they are optimistic and hopeful. I wish Gujarat best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.